Hey, what's up guys? So for those of you who've recently purchased a new unit in R3 or a new unit in R7, it looks like they're actually coming preloaded with newer firmware than what's currently available on Uniden's website or in their update software. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking, what's the story with these new firmwares, right? What are the new features, the updates, the changes? If I have a detector that has newer firmware, when I plug it into my update software, it shows me an older version. Should I downgrade to a different firmware version? Kind of what's going on here. And so in this video, let's talk a little bit about kind of the newer firmwares that are available now for some of the new Uniden detectors. So behind the scenes, Uniden is continuing to develop updates for the R7 and the R3 and a lot of their other detectors too. From what I understand, these updates that we're going to be talking about, they're not yet available for download, but Uniden wants them to be available. In fact, I've been waiting for a little while for it to become available before I actually do a video to talk about this. But because so many of you guys who've recently purchased a detector already have these new updates, let's quickly, I guess, go ahead and talk about it. Now, I don't have the updates here myself, but again, because a lot of you guys are actually getting it, and I'm guessing if you purchase a detector nowadays, you're probably going to be getting newer firmware as well. So again, let's just go ahead and start running through the changes. So first off, let's begin and talk about the Uniden R7. So the current firmware update you'll see on their update software is 1.41. However, the new firmware that people are getting in their detectors is actually 1.42. It's a very small bug fix that's coming here in this new update. Basically, with 1.41, there was a small bug. Sometimes when you scroll through the menu, there would be some scrolling issues, and 1.42 was just a very small bug fix to address the menu scrolling bug. Otherwise, performance and features and all that kind of stuff should be exactly the same, from what I understand. Next, as far as the Uniden R3, the current firmware available for this is 1.54, but people are reporting getting 1.58 or even 1.59 loaded onto their new R3s. Now, with the R3, it looks like there are some new features that are coming. Number one, we've got an additional K block, just like we've got for the R7, so we can expect some additional blind spot filtering capabilities being added here to the R3, and I'm assuming this will be available for the R1 as well, the same K block feature. And then the other update that people are reporting is for the R3 specifically, it's a GPS feature. It's some additional controls for adjusting the alert distance to different speed cameras. And so now you're actually going to have the ability to choose the distance as far as how far away you want to get that alert. Again, just like many of Uniden's other GPS-based detectors. Now, as far as when these updates are going to be available for download, I have no idea. Again, it sounds like, from what I understand, they've been trying to release it for a while. I don't know exactly what's taken so long, but nevertheless, I do think that we can expect at some point these updates to be pushed available to Uniden's update software so that we can all, myself included, actually download these updates and go ahead and update our detectors. Now, down in the video description, I'll give you guys some additional links to where people are discussing these new updates and the changes that they're seeing, as well as links to where you can pick up the detectors if you need to go ahead and get one. Again, I did a video yesterday talking about the sale that's currently going on the R7. It normally retails for $499. It's currently on Amazon for $424. And I would guess that if you're buying a detector now, you're probably going to be getting firmware 1.42 on your R7. And if you do, again, it's the same as 1.41. It just has the menu bug scrolling fix. And so for those of you guys actually are wondering if you should downgrade to an older firmware, I would actually say probably your best bet is to hold on to the detector with the latest firmware. That's the firmware that the rest of us are all going to be upgrading to at some point. And because you already have it, probably best to just keep it loaded onto your detector. And so, yeah, that's the story with that. Again, I have no idea when the updates are going to be available for download, but for those of you guys who have it already, awesome. That's great. So there you go. That's the latest info for those of you guys who have the new updates already. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you in the next video.